Shout out to all my early birds, man. How y'all doing this morning? Hopefully everybody's doing good, staying safe, all that good jazz. Mr. Rod, what's going on, man? I know a lot of people are like, what are you doing up this early? I just got off work, so doing my little normal morning ritual, man. Having me a little morning coffee, a little morning cigar. Try to take it easy today. Garland, what's going on, brother? Good morning. Today, man, I'm gonna be smoking a cigar that Lee Mac sent me over not too long ago. The Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust Todos Los Dias. Really familiar with this cigar too, but this is my favorite size, and it is it's called a thick Lonsdale, which is a 6x46. Mr. Roger on that clock, man. Hey, man, be safe out there. Take it easy. Might not be that many people in here this morning, but it's all good. Figured I'm gonna smoke this cigar, man, and see what everybody's up to. So, did y'all have a pretty good productive weekend? What did y'all get into over the weekend? Hopefully, wherever y'all are located, man, it hadn't been too crazy with like the riots and stuff like that, man. There were some rumors about them attempting to do some riots in some Walmarts and stuff here locally, but I don't think anything manifested or nothing grew from that. Yeah, no doubt, Mr. Rod, for sure. Man, so I don't know if you saw that live that I had the other day. So I was getting ready to do a live cigar review with the Davidoff Nicaragua, and literally right as I lit the cigar up, the power went out, man. So I don't know what happened, but I checked on the outage map. So I don't know if somebody like had a car accident and hit a pole, or I don't know what was the issue with it. But no, I definitely got respect for you guys. But y'all are working some, like you said, y'all work crazy hours too, and then just like us, man. When people are getting bonds and they have a hard time, like they just demand you, like you got to help me right now. It's like, man, you've had Perdermo, My Father, Blackbird, Camacho. What did so far from smoking all of those? What did you think of them? There's some any particular ones you care for, some you don't like. What's the reason you like some, and what's the reason you don't like some? But it sounds like you're off to a good start. Those are all good companies. Well, the only one the only company I can't really speak too highly of is or highly on is Blackbird, but because I've only had the Connecticut. No problem, E man. I was just getting ready to text you, man. Just getting ready to text you. And whenever you are, I'm good. Whenever 20, 7-Eleven, Walmart, I'm ready. Whenever. M Cigar. Yeah, I'm a firefighter paramedic. I am. How are you doing? Hopefully, you're doing well. Had a pretty good day yesterday too, man. I don't. Did any of you guys get to check out Lee Mac? Lee Mac reviewed the Unstolen Valor Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust. So kind of, I was just looking. I was like, I'm gonna smoke me a Dumbarton tobacco or a Dumbarton cigar today. I appreciate it, man. Definitely something I've wanted to do since I was a kid. Pros and cons with this, just like every other career. But I still enjoy it. There's some aspects of the job that kind of get annoying after a while, but overall it's still cool. Lot 23, I'm really familiar with that. 10th anniversary. Didn't care for the Connecticut Blackbird. That's actually the only one I had. I thought it was pretty good for Connecticut. I don't think it was like anything or nothing that I would like highly recommend, but I thought it was an average cigar. But then again, I'm not really a big Connecticut fan either. Blackbird, My Father was nice. What'd you smoke from My Father? Camacho was nice also. Oh, okay. All Connecticut rappers. Sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah, I do. That's another Connecticut I think is overlooked a lot too. The My Father Connecticut is very, very good. It's overlooked a lot. Most people just kind of overlook it. They think about other ones, including me. I'm not really big on Camacho. I see a lot of people in the comments asking me about Camacho cigars. I've had them before. Most of them just really aren't my cup of tea, so I don't really. That's not really one I buy a lot. Hey, we do what we can. We do what we can. You know, it's a team effort. It's not just us. I know a lot of people with the things going on right now don't want to hear it, but you know, not just firefighters, but law enforcement, military personnel, like uh, a lot of that stuff is we sometimes I think we can take that for granted. So just be mindful of stuff and all I will say on that comment is just don't let even though I have my viewpoints on certain things too, I don't feel like this is the platform or the time for me to really talk about that. But all I will say is uh, don't let one bad apple spoil the tree, if that can come across to you. But I definitely have my viewpoints on that. But I'm gonna just leave it off here. No smoke, all gas this morning. Coffee. Yeah, I ended up. I haven't had any Starbucks in a while, which I don't really drink it all the time. But caramel macchiato sounded good, so I said I'm gonna go grab one. Caesar, what's going on, man? How you doing? Nova, what's going on, brother? Good morning. No, I'm early, man. So tell you guys this too. So I don't really. There's no particular times. I think somebody inboxed me the other day because they inboxed me on Instagram about the times. They're like, man, I always seem to miss them. But for me, it's just gonna be just kind of whenever it's sporadic, man. Just if I get off of working more in the morning times, or if I'm on my 4 days off, which that if I'm on my 4 days off, most of the time I probably will go live in the mornings before my wife and son is up. I have my cigar every morning, so I probably will start going live then. Um, on my days off in between work days, it just depends on how much sleep I get and how I'm feeling. Like today, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep, but I still felt pretty good. And I was like, I always have my cigars in the morning unless I just got really drugged through the mud. And so it just depends, man. And time, like I might go up at 8 o'clock one day, I might go up at 7:30 one day. It just depends, like whatever I'm feeling. So there's really no rhyme or reason. And then, like you guys know, YouTube will process the video, and you guys can always watch the playback if that's something you're interested in. Caesar, you working, man? Stay safe out there, man. Do you have to work 24-hour shifts? Yeah, I work 24-hour shifts when I go in. Yep, took a while to get used to that. And truth be told, I'm going to be working towards a promotion where I'm going back to working 8 to 10 hour shifts, or 8 to 10 hour shifts a day. So, but I'm kind of ready for that, man. I'm working 24 hours is nice because you don't work that many days a month, but you actually work more hours. Like we work at least 72 hours a week, man, and away from your family and stuff. So stuff changes. At least for me, it did. Like I came on the fire department. Me and my wife were dating at the time. We weren't engaged or anything. So I was single, didn't have any children. So your mindset changed, or my mindset was different then. And then when I got married, it changed a little bit, but still was like, okay, I got my wife. But then once my son was here too, so it just made me think. Uh, it just made me think of completely different, man. How do you do your schedule after that? What do you mean? Like, what about, or kind of elaborate on this, dude? I don't want to leave fire suppression, but I'm pulling for your promotion. Appreciate that, Eric. Yeah, man. I never thought I'd get to the day where I really wanted to be done with suppression, but I'm over it, man. Like you know, uh, I'm not gonna say like if something worked out or if I ended up being in a different position on the suppression side, like, but as far as like, I kind of feel like now, like I'd rather kind of work off to myself or do my own thing. And you know that stuff too, Eric. Eric's a firefighter with me too. Just sometimes, man, you just get so much drama. Not just from coworkers, but then just dealing. Anybody that knows what dealing with the public, and that isn't even just suppress or being a firefighter or uh, police officer or anything like that. Even just dealing with the public. If you work in fast food, resale, you like just working with the public can be hard, man. Bedtimes are all definitely always jacked up, man. There is no set time, so like, um, Usually what I like to do, man, around at least if I'm at the station, unless now if I'm on the unit, we call it a unit, but it's an ambulance. So if I'm on that at nighttime, I usually don't try to lay down until midnight, man, because it's just kind of disappointing when you get lay down at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning or at night and you keep getting woken up. But if I'm on the fire engine, I usually try to get on or get to bed around 10 and try to lay down and just kind of hope for the best, man. But I'm at a pretty busy station, so full night's sleeps or a full night's rest doesn't happen that often. Yeah, teaching is the same way too. So you're dealing with the public or in a public, or you're dealing with children too, or college students or whatever level you're teaching it. But yeah, man, people can be shitty sometimes, man. Just for lack of better words, like some people are shitty, man. So, and not everybody appreciates what you do. Is anybody smoking already this morning, or anybody got some cigars they got lined up? I think at some point today I'm gonna get out and cut the yard too, man. Probably later on this evening I'll probably get to that. Finally got my riding lawnmower fixed where I could kind of get. It's nice because I don't have to push. I used to try to smoke the cigar and push the cigar or push the lawnmower at the same time. That was really hard. So the ride lawnmower is nice to have for especially for smoking. For the most part, people are good, but the few can spoil it. Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. Good morning, Woods. What's going on, man? Yeah, this is my favorite cigar of the Todos Los Dias line. I like that thick Lonsdale. It has that nice long cap on it. I know, man. This camera's not 4K, so the quality is not the same. But this one's pretty stout. For me, I'm comfortable smoking something like this in the morning. But most people would say that this is a little bit too strong for them to smoke in the morning. But I think it's fine. New World later, nice, good cigar. I burned through a lot of New Worlds because the price on that cigar is good, and it's a good cigar. Woods, if you haven't tried the size, I would recommend it. I think it's good. I think it's a pretty good one. M Cigar, you have to let me know about that because I actually was looking at that cigar. I actually watched Cigar Obsession's review of that, and I'm a big Illusion fan, but I haven't had that cigar, so I actually was interested in it. So you have to let me know. Smoking a Murcielago and drinking French roast coffee, man. Big O, sounds like you got you a good morning. Good morning, man. How you doing? I might light up a pipe in a few. I just got me some new mix of tobacco, man. Caesar, I think I'm gonna try to get more into. I'm gonna get back into the cigars. Like I was telling you, I smoke cigar or pipes mostly in the wintertime, but I've been so focused with the channel and just I just don't have any or I'm not gonna say I don't have any time because I could have time. I just I don't want to right now. My interest is more in cigars, so that's why I've been kind of neglecting my pipes. But I gotta smoke them, man. I got a lot of money tied up in the few pipes I do have, so I just don't want them sitting there kind of collecting dust. Yeah, this one's really good. Just actually, it's got a good black coffee base to it, a lot of pepper to it. This is a really nice cigar, and I'm with you. I like Lonsdales too. Like I would say probably up until recently, I was more of a Lancero for sure. Was hands down my favorite Vitola, but like the Coronas, the super or the Corona Gordas and things like that 44 to 48 ring gauge for right now. That's my size, man. Like this is a perfect size cigar for me right now. You're still getting a very good wrapper to binder to filler ratio, and you're still getting that decent ring gauge. If you're smoking a cigar, you're doing something. You could talk. You don't have to worry about like trying to bite down on the cigar to keep it in your mouth. Flavors are still on point because that ratio is still good. Nah, I haven't used any glass pipes. All the pipes that I have two Meerschaums and I have a Greenbrier. Those are the three pipes I have. Quincy Blanco original release Lonsdale is a unicorn stick. Can you still find them? Or is that just something that came out a long time ago and it's like, you know, it's a good cigar, but you can't find it anymore? They called him CYB now, I believe. JDN makes them. All right, I have to check that out. Yeah, I have to look into that. See, I'm not allowed to smoke in my work truck. That's why I smoke my pipe at work. They have no idea what the smell is. They think I smell. Hey, I'd probably do the same thing, Caesar, if it came down to it, man. You know, we're not supposed to smoke at work too, man, but people do it. It's just kind of one of them things. Like I am, I just, you know, it's just that's just a part of like my daily ritual. Like that's just I like, you know, it's like it's not because it's an addiction, but um, I just really, really enjoy smoking cigars. So it's like a part of my everyday life. Like I said, most of the time, if I don't smoke, it's because I got something extremely busy going on, right? Or like some family stuff going on where I just don't have the time. Or like if I'm sick or if like my sinuses are really bad and I'm not tasting a lot of stuff. Or like, you know, I'll smoke a cigar if I can pick up in the cigar, I'm not tasting anything, like my sinuses are jacked up, then I'm not going to keep torturing myself and keep wasting cigars. So, but other than that, man, I'm going to smoke Hoya de Nicaragua. And oh yeah, I don't think I've had that one because you know I've had the Cinco de Cades, the Cinco Cuatro, the Numero Uno. I've had most of the other lines. I haven't had that one yet though, so I have to check that out because I like Hoya de Nicaragua stuff. Yeah, this is just a really good. Like I feel like if you like dark cigar flavors like coffee, oak wood, pepper, I think this would be right up your alley. Not very sweet, but the coffee, the caramel macchiato is kind of giving that creaminess texture to it, so it's kind of balancing it out. Jay, what's going on, man? And also, man, speaking of the Double R Army, man, I don't know if everybody's noticed or not, but the channel hit 3,000 subscribers yesterday. So I want to say thank you again to all of you for following along on the journey, man, contributing in all the ways you've had financially, sharing videos, sharing the channel, whatever ways you guys have been helping out, man. I really appreciate it. Coming up, and man, stuff's going. Everything's kind of like I said before. It's just happening really, really fast. But I just noticed that I'm like, man, channel hit 3,000 subscribers, so that was cool, man. Good morning, Andrew. Is Aganorsa making any more Supreme Leafs, or was that limited and over? The Robusto size is over, as far as I know of, unless it's going to be like a yearly thing. But in sometime in the summer or this summer, they're going to be releasing the Toro size. So it'll be out again, but it's going to be in a different size. So my suggestion would be to make sure you're following them on Facebook or Instagram if you're dealing with any other social media accounts, because I'm sure whenever that cigar releases, it's going to be all over social media, and that's a cigar that it got so much hype now and so much good praise that because most people are talking really highly about it, that the Toro size is probably going to be gone even quicker than the Robusto size. So I would definitely recommend keeping your eyes out on that release date because it's going to be probably really hard to get your hands on those. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that Supreme Leaf. Like I'm gonna try to get a couple of boxes of that Toro, and I think I'll just be mostly interested because I probably end up doing that. That might even be a video idea for me too, or even if it's not even on camera, I think I might do that at some point. I'll smoke the Supreme Leaf Robusto, and then I'll smoke the Toro side by side and see what the differences are. But that Robusto is insanely good. That Toro is gonna have his work cut out for it to be better, even at the same level or better than the Robusto. Because I don't know, the Robusto is a 52 ring gauge already, so I'm assuming that they're gonna make that Toro, especially being box press, they're probably gonna go 54 because it'll still smoke down probably like a 52 or 53 since it'll be box press. So you won't have to worry about the cigar being too big and throwing the blend off. Do any of y'all in the chat have any experience with Viaje cigars? The La Mission. Is that the one, or are you talking about the one that's the Todd Tawahe? If that's the one by Todd Tawahe with the black label with like the gold, the red and gold on it, I think that's a pretty good cigar. I think they make a Lancero on that one too. I really enjoyed it. I just haven't. That's just one of those cigars that kind of gets forgotten about for me, but I remember it being a very good cigar. Robert, what's going on, man? What's good? Good morning. Caesar, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, man, it's really humbling, man. Like I said, my goal is to continue growing and continue helping people, and then continue helping other reviewers. I think like Smoking Lead's another good channel too. I would like to see them grow too and get more exposure too. So that's like kind of my mission thing, you know, along the journey of me trying to get myself out there to try to become a blender. Like I would love to be able to help some other channels grow and stuff. Doing Smoking Lead, Caesar and Robert, they're over there doing some really good things. Vic the Hot Desert Man, love their show Triple Cap. Of course, you got the Smoking Preacher. You got Alex over there. He just started his channel. Jesse's just started his channel. Who else is up there? There's been a couple other channels too. I've been kind of keeping my eye on. Not gonna say anything about them yet because there just hasn't been enough content for me to try to get people to pay attention to them. I don't want to just push people. To me, I think you got to have that content out there, man, because you don't want to get people over there and then, you're only putting out a video once every 4 or 5 months, man. So, it's a lot of good channels out there. I think that people don't, or it's not that people aren't paying attention to them. They just don't know about them yet. So it's Mick. What's going on? Good morning, brother. Sitting on the deck smoking the Monte Cristo White Series, a cup of fresh brewed Green Mountain Dog roast. Sounds like life is good, man. I'm glad to see you guys smoking and drinking some good coffee this morning, man. And looks like it's gonna be a nice day here weather-wise. So this is what it's all about, man. I ain't working today, so I could just I'm gonna sit back, relax, kind of hang tight. See, I'm trying to making it through this Monday, about ready for a cigar and coffee break. Yeah, just hey, that's. I got up this morning. As soon as I got up, I automatically was thinking about the coffee and the cigar, man. So make sure I don't forget anything. But yeah, like I was saying, that's some goals for me though. I because that's what I do. So when I'm not on here, like I still look at other content too. Like it's not just cigars. Like I still got a lot of good close friends in the sneaker community, and then I got some really good friends that just do podcast style. Like my brother Slick 50, man, he does Grown Man Talk, which he is a podcast, and he has his other videos that he specializes in with other things he's interested in. But I really like his podcast. He always is bringing up current events and keeping people up to date with what's going on, which is nice for me because a lot of times I don't like watching the news because I feel like it's the propaganda or what they're trying to push towards you. So I feel like the podcast is a good route for me because I feel like I get more of a unbiased opinion, man, and I'd be able to kind of form my own opinion. I don't like watching something where you can blatantly tell what they're trying to do with the video footage or what the message they're trying to get across. Man, I just finished up my box. Of Foundation Menelix last week. Good cigar. That's another cigar I think that's flying under the radar. A lot of people don't know about it because it was an event-only cigar that Nick decided to turn into a limited regular production, but great cigar. Best thing to burn in Minnesota lately. Yeah, no kidding, man. It's been rough up there. Hopefully, y'all are staying safe, man. This thing has been legit too because I haven't even been really paying attention to it, but it's just still been saying lit. So I like about smaller ring gauge. Most of the time, you don't have to worry about the burn issues because they're so nice and tight and compact. So, do you guys find most of your time on YouTube? Are you watching cigar content, or what else do you guys like to watch? When you're not watching cigar content, what else are you watching when you're on YouTube? Lance, what's going on, brother? Real estate investing content. Yeah, I got a really good friend. Well, not a really good friend, but I know him pretty well. He graduated a year after me in high school, but he is really big into real estate investing content, or he actually is a real estate investor. But um, that's good that you said that, man, because that's another thing I think a lot of people don't really pay attention to. That's one of the things I think is a really easy, or not easy, but a really good path to try to build some generational wealth. It's a really good path to try to build some secondary income. Uh, I think I would like to get more into real estate. But yeah, good morning too, Lantis. Yeah, definitely. Guns, knives, and girls gone wild. No, you ain't kidding, Caesar. I used to be really into guns too, man. But this was probably like 6 or 7 years ago. Uh, I don't watch as much content now, but I remember I used to really watch a lot of Hickok 45. What's my man's name over there, man? Colin Noir. You probably know, Caesar. I'm chopping it up, but I used to watch those two guys a lot. Vice News, pretty good channel. What's going on, T-shirt guy? NFL, ESPN, Skip and Shannon, Undisputed, sports podcast, real estate content as well. Yeah, sports and real estate, mailbox money. Janae, good morning. How you doing? Yeah, that's mostly what I'm doing. That's him. Yeah, I haven't watched him in the past couple years, so I don't know I don't know if he's still putting out content or what his channel's doing now. But I liked him too because again, like for me, relatability is really important. So like when I watched his content, like I was able to relate to it because I feel like he was closer to my age, maybe more interested in the things I was. His verbiage or his language was closer to what I could talk to or could relate to. I still like Hickok 45 too, man. That dude had a lot of really nice guns and stuff on there too. But I think last I checked, his Hickoks. I remember following Hickok 45 when I was following him. I'll let you know how long ago it was. He was under 100,000 subs. He was probably at like 60 something thousand subs when I was following him. I think his channel's like at 3 or 4 million now. But then it sucks though because the gun channels are demonetized too. So that's another thing. Like, I think he's a retired law enforcement officer. But like, you got to think about the income that he probably was getting before he got demonetized. If he had 3 or 4 million subs and every video he's putting out is getting 4 or 5, 600,000 views, like that dude was getting him a bag, man. Carlos, what's going on, man? Good morning. I'm glad to hear that, T-shirt guy. You smoking anything? Earn Your Leisure is a good podcast and YouTube channel. They have a good content. Okay, I had to check that one out too. I watch them all the time. I love watching boxing. Man, Caesar, I do that too. So I don't know if you guys know either. I don't watch wrestling anymore, but I used to watch wrestling all the way up until when Stone Cold retired. I still was young then, but when he retired, The Rock kind of hung around for a little bit. He's still wrestling technically, but he hung around for a little bit. I was like, eh. But I watched a lot of that, and then I watch a lot of boxing and MMA fights too a lot. Mike, what's going on? Back to work Mondays, man. Yeah, I'm happy I'm off this Monday. Mondays are usually rough at work, man. Everybody for some reason wants to go to the hospital on Monday. Hobby is good morning, man. Everything is good. Everything is good with me. Everything is good. I smoking me a nice cigar, got me a little coffee, man. It's good. I ain't got no complaints. See, we're getting a few more people in here, so seems like people are waking up, getting at it, getting to work. I'm at work behind my computer typing away. I'm done with this shit, but I need money for cigar. Hey man, we all got to support our all got to support our habits, our lifestyle, man. Big Mike, what's going on? Good morning, man. Hope you had you a good weekend. Smoked some good cigars. So this Tyson coming out of retirement still wouldn't fight him though. Definitely wouldn't fight him, man. I know people are talking about the videos he was releasing, which is impressive, but it's still Mike Tyson, man. Dude's crazy, man. I'm not getting in no ring. Well, I'm lying. If the paycheck was decent enough, I'm talking like 10 or 20 million, I'd fight. Linear, what's going on, brother? How you doing? I'm subscribed to almost every cigar and gun channel, so know all the guys you're talking about. I like watching Scotch, Demolition Ranch, well, or Suits. So Caesar, the man. Let me see. Boba the packs or Humi bees? Do you have an option? Um, I use Boba the packs more, but I do have heartfelt beads in one of my coolers too. They both work fine. But the heartfelt beads came when I have a small cooler that I'm not using anymore. One of my good friends, Chris, gave me that one because he's not smoking cigars much anymore. So when he gave me that, the heartfelt beads came in that. I kept it, but most of the time I'm a Bovida man personally. Caesar. So this is gonna be crazy. I don't know if you're experiencing this yet, but when I first started my channel, I was able to keep up with a lot more cigar content. Because your channel, when you're not you, but just saying just in general, when your channel is smaller and you don't have as many people really coming through or anything or watching or anything, the commitment is that you have the commitment because you're of the enjoyment you're doing. But for me personally, like now I at this pace I'm at now or this rate I'm at now, I can't do what I was doing when I was at 200 subs because it's more stuff going on. The demand, it just naturally as the channel gets bigger, the demand becomes bigger because as you're growing, people are gonna, in order for you to keep growing, you have to keep dropping content. So I'm saying that to say when I first got into the YouTube light or being a content creator, I was able to keep up with a lot more cigar channels. But now I've had to narrow it down and really concentrate on the people that I like their content. And it doesn't matter what the cigar is, I just like their content. So or you know that too, because I think you and Rob, I was listening to y'all talk, like it gets hard, man. So a lot of times if somebody releases a video today, I might not get to it until Wednesday or Thursday, or it might be a week or something, before I get a chance to watch it. So especially if you got a full-time job, you got a family. So it's like you narrow that down when your time, you have to start dividing your time up. So you're gonna see Caesar. Even I'm sure you're having some experience with that now, but wait until you get to that, 5,000, 10,000. Wait till you get up in there. You're gonna see it. Just like I can understand now why, unless they like literally don't have a job. If like a cigar obsession, Cigars Daily has a job, but I can understand him not watching a lot of other cigar content, and because it's just like, man, he's so busy. Finished last night with a Foundation Chapter or a Charter Oak Maduro. Tasted my first hint of cocoa. Yeah, it's definitely a good cigar. The Connecticut is really good too, Janae. It was a good weekend. Didn't get to have a cigar. It was family time weekend. Gonna have one today or after work. Yeah, nothing wrong with that, Mike. Family time comes first. Family time definitely comes first. That's why you'll see me, like, people will say, man, you're always up early. I am usually up really early, but my son, I try to get up early before my son does. My wife will sometimes sit in the bed a little bit later, and that's the time I'll use to get that morning cigar in, or after dinner, after dinner when she's getting ready to give him a bath and lay down. Like in my mind, I'm like, cool, I can kind of get away for a minute and have me a cigar. So those two times, and for sure, and those are usually my favorite cigars: the morning cigar and the after dinner cigar when you're relaxing, get ready to take a shower, lay down. Like those are the cigars I like. But speaking of Bovida, I know Bovida is really popular because they've been around for a while. Does anybody have any opinions on Humismart? I saw that. I don't know if anybody read that article that Half Wheel put out probably about a week or so ago, but when they did a battle, or I guess a battle between Humismart and Bovida to see, Bovida is kind of the standard now, and they were seeing if Humismart was able to even or just keep up with it. Well, when you become a blender, what's the tasting profile you will aim for your first cigar? You know, Kind of hard to say, man, because I like so many different flavors. It just depends on how they're mixed, how intense they are. But I'm a fan of the like black coffee based stuff. I like cedar. I like when I can taste a little cinnamon or a little caramel in there. First, I mean, I would just my ideal blend. Like, I don't know if you've had that Supreme Leaf, but that would have been like a perfect cigar for me, because it covers all the boxes for me. So I feel like when I do decide to blend, or whenever I get a chance to blend a cigar, I'm going to blend for something I like and then release it and just hope that other people enjoy it too. But I like that Supreme Leaf because it was very intense from the beginning. Yeah, very full, intense, robust flavors. Um, the body was very good from the beginning. And then, the strength was very nice as it was gradually creeping up. It didn't blast you. So I feel like for me, that was like, man, it's a perfect cigar. Like, only thing I would have done differently, I think I said that before, was probably put it in a different Vitola, or I would have came out with the whole line. So I would have did the Robusto, maybe a Corona Gorda, and maybe a Toro. I would have did like a 3 size and done something like that. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but how I'm a truck driver, I get to, okay, I rest my phone on one phone. Yeah. Okay, Caesar, I completely agree. If you're on that road all the time, then yeah, you definitely got a chance. And then like that's cool too, because you don't even have to look all the time, and you can just listen. So this is another thing I've said to people too in the past that I've had to learn from looking at older videos of myself, and look, and kind of the first thing I'll tell people advice wise for channels. You don't have to really shoot in 4K or all this high quality stuff. A lot of successful channels don't. But what you'll find on most good channels is they don't skip sound. Sound is really important. So I always will tell people they got microphones you can connect into your iPhone that'll help with sound. Of course, you can buy like sounds for camera and stuff too. But I feel like for the most part, a viewer will sacrifice a little bit on visual quality if the sound is still really good. But you can have really good quality, but if your sound is bad, that's the quickest way to get somebody to turned off. Rain all weekend. It's gonna rain all week, man. I feel like that last week. I think it rained 3 or 4 days last week. Check out Smoking and Grilling with AB. Brother has some dynamite content working on it. Okay, I checked it out because that's another. I haven't watched a lot of his videos, but there's another channel. I think the channel is called How to Barbecue Right, which is cool because the guy that does it is Malcolm, is his name. He's based out of South Haven, Mississippi, which is literally like 20 minutes from me. And I've seen him in person before. He's a nice guy, but he has a barbecue channel, man. He has a lot of good stuff on there. When the Toro comes out, I'm grabbing a box. Every reviewer that I watch, you, Uncle Mac, and Tim likes the cigar. Yeah, it's a good cigar. I don't even think I directly have seen anybody that. Now, they may not like the cigar as much as all three of us, but I think the consensus of what I've seen so far, I haven't seen anybody that hasn't liked that cigar yet. And I think even with the strength kick you kind of get in the back end, it doesn't matter because it's like you're getting so much full flavor from it, man. Those Hemi Smart ones are pretty good. They seem to work pretty similar. The big difference is not a gel; it's stiffer and almost like a piece of felt. So I probably will end up getting I'll probably try to check out Hemi Smart and put it in my desktop humidor. But the only problem what I have with Hemi Smart so far is they don't have the big Bovedas. Like the Bovedas have like the 320 grams, the big, really big ones. I just throw a couple of those in my cooler and it's great. But the Hemi Smarts, they don't have anything designed that big so far. I'm so happy to see a brother on YouTube who reviews not only cigars but whiskey as well. I'm 27 years old and getting into bourbon and cigars. It's good to see a brother with experience in both. Appreciate you, Keith, for tuning in. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm not too much older than you. I'm 30, and when I started the channel, I felt like that was going to be a really big catalyst for me. I felt like that. Just being honest with you guys, I feel like that was going to be maybe a thing that could help me out the most. So I don't claim to be an expert or anything, but I knew. Me being 30, I knew that I would pertain to the person that's younger than me that's getting into cigars because again, relatability is really important. So I feel like, I'm 27 years old. Ron's not that much older than me, so I felt like I could get there. I could reach people there, and then I thought too. I'm gonna be honest. The hardest demographic I thought for me, and still do, I still feel like it was gonna be hard to get women, and then the older, more seasoned smoker. Like I always, that was the thing. I was like, all right, man, I got to try to figure out a way to drop really good content where the younger guys like my age still like it, and then the older guys can respect it and follow along too. So that was like the really big dilemma, so to speak. And women too. Like I just, because I know women always like to support each other, which is cool. I'm an advocate for that too. But just trying to find a lane where everybody could come together and enjoy a channel, man. So, Chris, what's going on, brother? How you doing? You working this morning? Kevin, what's going on, man? How you doing? Kevin, are you all right? So are you the Kevin? Are you from Portugal? Where are you at, Kevin? And Keith, I want to ask. I'm asking you too, man. Obviously, some people have asked me some more, or they've asked me in previous lives about bundle cigars and stuff. That's not really my lane. That's just not where my palate is. But as far as you just getting into cigars, what kind of content are you trying to? What kind of content is drives you to make you watch a reviewer? What are you looking to, especially as far as like just getting into it? What's important for you? Favorite football team? I'm a Indianapolis Colts fan, and then for college sports, I'm a Florida fan. I like Florida for college basketball, college baseball, and football. I like Florida. From Spain. Okay, man. Shout out to Spain. As a woman, I appreciate how you make everyone feel like they're welcome on your channel. I only watch one female reviewer. Yeah, Janae, that was really big for me. I feel like everybody's important. This community is really special to me because sometimes I'll be in the lounge, man, and I'll sit back and I'll look around and I like what I see, man. And speaking of like world peace, I feel like there's only two things that can accomplish that: cigars and music. I feel like when you have music, people can agree on. They just agree on. When you hear really good music, they agree on it, and then you can get cigars involved, man, and you just have literally all types of people with all different types of background, and none of that stuff matters, man. Everybody just enjoys this. They might enjoy the same cigar, a different cigar, but you can just have a conversation about it, whatever. So for me, I don't take that stuff for granted. I think that's really important, especially as you're going through times like this. That's been going on in the United States. Even starting with the pandemic, just everything that's been going on. But if you realize everybody in the cigar community still been even keel, man. Everybody's still been cool. And who's the female reviewer you watched, Janae? I'd be interested to hear. Nova, you ain't really miss anything. Just smoking this Todos Los Dias, Georgia Bulldog fan. I ain't right. Hey, I'm a Florida fan, so y'all LSU, Bama, Tennessee for sure. Facts, T-shirt guy, and a little bit of rum too. Jonathan, what's going on, fam? But yeah, that was a big goal for me. Making sure that I got I wanted everybody to feel comfortable. Because sometimes you can't tell on certain channels, but that was a goal. I just wanted to make sure everybody was comfortable, and I just want everybody to see the transparency, man. Like this is just me. So I didn't, sometimes you can kind of look up and see different personas or personalities, and then you probably meet people in real life, and you're like, man, you were nothing like that on when I watch you, but then you're completely different here. So that was a huge goal for me too. I wanted to be transparent. I haven't been to any cigar festivals yet, but in the future I do plan on going. And if I run into some of you guys, I want y'all to be able to say that, like, oh, okay, Ron's the same guy that he is on these videos and stuff. So I that's really important to me. Yeah, Caesar, I know you a Texans fan too. As a Colts fan, I ain't rocking with y'all neither. But I ain't got no problem with the Longhorns. All right, Kevin, man, you take it easy, man. Be safe out there. Cigar Vixen, like the knowledge she puts out about cigars and the background of the farms industry. Yeah, she's really knowledgeable. I'm gonna tell you another channel you might want to look into following. She's newer too, but I really like her personality because I feel like that's one of those things, man. Personality is either something you have or you don't have. And Janae, you want to look into a lady and her cigar. She reviews cigars, but she's also she kind of reminds me, and I don't mean this in a bad way. She reminds me of a Lee Mac a little bit because she was, but somewhat. She talks about the cigar and gives like a little brief tasting notes and stuff, but it's mostly more like a vlog style. Like she's more talking about like things going on. But I like her personality. I think she's gonna be good, and I definitely want to see her channel keep growing and going. So that support is really important. Eric, man, I am up early, man. How you doing? I saw on Instagram you were zooming with HVC cigars and small batch, man. How did that go? More been watching recently and subscribe. Keep the content coming. Hailing from Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out to Jacktown. But yeah, good morning, Jonathan. Glad you subscribed, man. Glad you're enjoying the content. As you see, man, I'm just your regular guy, just kind of laid back, man. Just this is me. Yeah, no, but I like her personality, and I feel like a lot of times I'll look at some of these newer channels, man, and that's what I was saying too. Like, so I've told you guys about what I think is the 3 important things to make sure to ensure that your channel is successful. There's consistency, creativity, and honesty. So a lot of times these channels, there's enough people that just sit in front of a camera, like how I'm doing on this live and just talking. So you got to kind of try to be colorful, for lack of better words, you have to figure out something that's going to make other people, because, you know, if there doesn't need to be another Cigar Vixen, because like Janae is following Cigar Vixen. So it's like, why would I need to follow somebody else that's very similar to, Cigar Vixen? So it's like, you got to be creative in there. And so that's all the channels I follow. They all have different aspects, like Smoking Lead, Rob and Caesar, they'll do reviews. They're always roasting on each other and making fun of each other. So you get that energy, like that big brother, little brother vibe. Then you got the Smoking Preacher, just a good old country boy, loves cigars. I think he's funny as hell. Like just he's got a different personality. Then you got your Lee Max, who reviews cigars, but you also know you're gonna get a few gems that's gonna be dropped in the video as well that can help you along the way. A lot of them, they may not pertain to me at that particular time, but I always store it in the back of my head, and then I'll remember some things on down the road. And then hopefully all of y'all feel that way too. I try to bring something different to the table too. So I just try to take little bits and pieces of everybody and just try to create my own person, my own personality. Dre, what's going on, man? Had a Series A second during the Zoom. I bet that was a good Zoom. I enjoyed talking with right there too. He's a really good dude. All right, T-shirt guy, you take it easy, man. Yeah, you know, hey, you can't blame me if something happened. You get fired or something. I don't want to get blamed for it. Hey, Latonya, good morning. You know what they say, better late than never. I'm glad to have you in. Hopefully you're having a good morning. Andre, what's going on, brother? But yeah, I think those 3 things are really important, though. For me, Eagles and Texas Long. I don't have a problem with either of those teams. I'm kind of glad, especially I know Lee Mack is an Eagles fan too. So and y'all beat the Patriots. So I was really happy about that Super Bowl win y'all had. I was glad. I'm not a Tom Brady fan at all, especially being a Colts fan. Y'all know I'm Peyton Manning. So my mom went to Tennessee, which everybody's like, well, how are you not a Tennessee fan instead of a Florida fan? But just when I was a kid, man, I just think I liked the logo and like what was going on. So I've been a Florida fan since I've been a little kid. How many humidors do you have, and which is your favorite? Technically, I have 4, but I'm not using one. It's a very small cooler. It's probably the size. It's the size of a new Air 300, but it's not laid out like that. It's completely different. I'm not using it. I have a desktop humidor I use for like my singles, and then I have 2 old former drink coolers that I'm using as a humidor now. I like the coolers because they can store more. But I mean, the desktop is nice too. I guess I don't know if I really technically have a favorite, but I like how my setup is right now. I've just got to the point where I'm comfortable with what I have now. So I had just one cooler at first, but then I was worried at some point in time I'd run out of room, so had to go and get me another cooler. I think now with both of these, I think I'm gonna be fine for a long time. I don't think I'm gonna have any issues with running out of space. Hey, no problem with you. I know you got to take care of the job. I'm glad to hear everything's well. I have Nova. I did a live stream where I actually reviewed that cigar. It's a very, very good cigar too. Dave did a really good job picking out a blend with right near for HVC. They did a really good job. Like the size of that cigar, got the nice closed foot, really good flavor profile on it. I thought it was a really, really good cigar. Thinking about going to whiskey sommelier school. I look up bourbon when I went on YouTube, and there were no black men, women talking about it. I want to see more of us. Your content makes me happy. Yeah, that would be cool, man. Whiskey sommelier would be. I think that'd be legit. Yeah, it's always nice to see that, man. More black men or women or minorities in position. Because I mean, and honestly, if we're just keeping it 100, that's what I like to see about. Or when I first started smoking cigars too, I was just like you. So you had your Cigar Vixen, Cigar Obsessions. You had quite a few other channels, and then like you, I was looking. I'm like, man, as many where I'm here locally, I'm like, I see a lot of minorities smoking cigars, but why are there not more on social media other than posting pictures? Because a lot of people I know locally are really knowledgeable, have a really good palate. So I'm like, why are they not doing it? But then I found Lee Mac. I'm like, that's great. So I tagged along for his journey. And then same thing too. I still feel like I still feel like I don't think that there's enough of us. I feel like we're just as good as everybody else. So why not? Same thing with Caesar and Rob. Caesar got the Hispanic background, and you got Martina Maya, who's a Hispanic too. So it's like minorities are have just as good as a palate. They can be just as knowledgeable. So I'm like you. It's always nice to see people that are like you in positions of things that you're interested in. So and then going back to the gun channels, that's why I like Colin Noir. Like you had your Hickok 45, very knowledgeable, but then it was like I could relate to Noir because he was my age, same color, like it was cool. And Keith, it's a lot of people, and that's why I say it's a lot of people like us that's out there that are interested in it. But for whatever reason, man, they just don't do it. Miss Shaolin, good morning. What is flavoring a coffee or drink? I'm drinking just a regular caramel macchiato from Starbucks, and then I'm smoking a Todos Los Dias from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Pretty good combination. Pretty good start to my morning. Got a nice breeze going. Looks like I say I might end up cutting the grass later because I think it's gonna be a nice day today. I don't think we have to deal with any rain. I didn't see the beginning. No big deal. You didn't really miss anything. It was kind of really slower paced in the beginning. I think I got on a little early. Most people probably weren't up and at it yet. Everybody's kind of getting around to work now, but you already know, like there's not really much of a purpose for the live other than me smoking a cigar and kind of talking with you guys and seeing what you guys were up to. And what's funny is another channel that I follow, My First Cigar, Carlos is up in Canada. He made a comment on a video I had the other day too, and I thought that was really important because I actually feel that way. So I think it's really important, and I don't think, and that sometimes I think as content creators they don't do enough of it. Engaging the people that is making sure and ensuring that you're successful. So I was saying this, ensuring that I'm successful is sharing the videos, subscribing to the channel, word of mouth, donating to the channel to keep it going, all this stuff. So I feel like for me, for more or less, it's kind of my duty or my job to make sure that I'm doing things like this so I can engage with you guys, see what you're up to. Because even for me, like stuff like that would be huge. You're able to talk to people that you follow. It's always nice to be able to chat on a more personal, less professional level, like than most stuff. So I feel like these are important. These are just as important for me as it is for you because I feel like I get to know you guys better, and it's a lot more informal, just more laid back talk. Oh man, no, you messed up. Man, you might have to stop by your gas station and pick you up one. Dig that, Miss Allen. Yeah, just sit. I'm just kind of. I'll probably be maybe another 20 or 30 minutes, just kind of chatting. Well, maybe even longer than that. I still got quite a bit of cigar left. So performance on this thing has been real good. You guys haven't had to relight or touch it up, and probably been smoking this thing maybe 50 minutes. No, but don't do that. Don't do that. I'm trying to get one of my friends I work with, man. I mess with him all the time. He's stuck on Black and Miles and Drew Estate Factory Smokes. And it's funny. I'm giving him like different cigars to try, and so he bought another cheap cigar the other day. It was like a $2 cigar. First of all, y'all know how I am with big ring gauge cigars. I'm not a fan, but I think he was a half inch in the cigar. I was like, oh, I can't do this. But then I was telling him sometimes, and this probably has happened to me too. So not to be like bougie or anything, but when you get your palate used to a certain tobacco or a certain kind of flavor profile, or your palate is more used to well-aged, better fermented tobacco, and then you try to step back down and smoke some stuff that may not be a bad cigar, but it probably is not as aged or not as well fermented as some of these other cigars. You run it, you'll be like, man, it just doesn't taste as good. And that's most of the time that's your problem, man. Like you can't if you smoke a family reserve Padron every day, and then you go back down and try to smoke a factory smoke, yeah, you're gonna have some problems. Like it ain't, you smoking filet mignon, and now you're trying to go down and get some stew meat. Like it's not gonna work. Had my first cigar this past Friday. It was good, but I accidentally inhaled it. It almost killed me. Be careful with that because it will kill you. It will kill me now. It's one of those things. Funny you mentioned that Eric. We were filming one day, and he's a cigarette smoker, and we were talking about that. He's like, man, I just had a habit because he was asking me about retrohaling, and I was telling him you don't inhale when you retrohale cigar smoke, and he was like, man, yeah, I think I did that on accident. I almost killed myself. Yeah, no, but man, wait till you get home, man. Wait until you get to the house. That cigar would be that much more enjoyable too because you didn't have to settle for something that you didn't want in the first place. So another thing I want to mention to you guys too. I don't know who cares or anything, but so the cigars that I'm putting in the Summer Showdown tournament is 8 cigars. Me and James talked. We're gonna get a sampler of all 8 cigars that I'm doing in that tournament, and we'll probably end up, or he'll probably end up putting those up for sale a couple weeks before I start the tournament. That way, if you guys want to buy the sampler, smoke the cigars along with me, and see if you get or getting similar flavor notes and things like that. Y'all already know the price is gonna be good, and then you already know you got the 10% off code Ron sent me. So that's just something to keep your eyes and ears open for. I know a couple of people were commenting about the Cigar Madness sampler pack, and I was like, man, that was gonna be impossible to do because I had Cubans in there, and we can't get Cubans here, so it wouldn't have been and that would have been a really expensive sampler too. I spent a lot of money on that damn tournament, man. I don't think a lot of people realize how expensive that tournament was. It's not the same for Ron. I don't know, but for me, he is my brother. Even if he's a black man and I'm a white as you can be, and I feel the same about you. Hey, Andre, I got love for you too, brother. And like I said just a few minutes ago, that's the epitome of the cigar community for me, and I feel like that, like everybody comes together for the love of the leaf, man, and that's why I always smoke cigars, man. I'll smoke cigars forever, Mystical, what's going on, brother? Yeah, man. That's. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the only thing that's gonna cure all the problems we have now. I think as hard as their road will be to go down, but I think that's what's gonna be necessary though. But we all could do our parts to ensure that to help that cause out. Oh man, Mystical, let me get what you're gonna be smoking. I know you're gonna be smoking that new Romeo and Julieta that's coming out. Thomas, what's going on, man? Good morning, man. That's why I was telling you in the comment too. I knew you didn't mean anything bad, but I knew you weren't like trying to troll me or anything. I went back and listened to it, and it just cracked me up, man. Delbo, what's going on, man? I already knew what you were gonna be smoking. I know the Padron 90 year is gonna be in rotation this week too. I think I got one of those Romeos coming, Mystical. So I'm gonna smoke that, man. I'm gonna see what you're talking about. Good morning, Lucas. How you doing? Hey, Ron, I'm buying my first Toro today. My father, Flor de las Antillas. I've been smoking Perritos and cigarillos for a couple months. It is a good first real cigar. That is definitely a good real cigar. That's cigar, but first premium cigar. Um, I don't know how new you are to the channel or how long you've been following, but a while ago when I first started the channel, I did a top 5 cigars video for beginners, and that was one of the cigars I mentioned was the My Father Flor de las Antillas. I thought it was a really appropriate cigar for people starting out. So that's definitely a good choice. Price point on it is good too. Mystical, you missed it earlier. I was telling the army, man, I was like, man, I looked up yesterday and saw channel hit over 3,000 subscribers, man. It's just really really humbling, man. Like that's crazy. Devil, I'm smoking this Todos Los Dias by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Really good cigar. Probably one of my favorite Dunbarton cigars. Hey Thomas, I like bacon too. So I could have been thinking about bacon when I was smoking it too. I don't eat I don't eat like pork chops and stuff like that, but I'll kill some bacon though. No problem, Lucas. John, what's going on, brother? Matt, what's going on? William, what's going on, brother? Appreciate that, man. William, I checked out your videos too. I left you a comment, man. Just stay at it. I like what you got. Keep pushing out content. You're gonna amaze yourself with how polished and how much easier it gets. I always tell people the first video is the hardest. So I remember when I put out my first video, it didn't take me that long to record the content, but it took me almost a week to edit it because I was trying to make it perfect. It's never gonna be perfect, man. So just put out get that first, what you have. You got 2 out the way. Just keep putting out content and put you out probably about 10 or 15 videos and see how you feel about it. But I think you got something good, man. Hang on and stay at it. You're gonna be really surprised. You look back in 3 to 6 months and you'll see how much you've grown. Lucas, you too, man. You have a blessed day too. Cigar tips for beginners. Don't listen. Don't be afraid to think for yourself. So if you ask people things and they tell you like, oh, you should do something, or this is what you should smoke, or a lot of times like the number one thing, oh, you should smoke Connecticut's for a beginner. That's not true for everybody. Or you should only start out with this brand, or you should only smoke these. Like, so I would say for a beginner, think for yourself and do some reading too. Read on a lot. Like Google is your friend too. Like if you have something particular question, read you a couple articles and try to form your own opinion. Don't take so many people's or so many experts or seasoned smokers word as law, man. Because a lot, I don't even really consider myself that seasoned. I've only been smoking 5 years. There's a lot of guys that have been in, or a lot of people that have been smoking 20, 30 years. But which is crazy though, because sometimes you'll talk to them and they don't even know that damn much. It's like, oh, I've been smoking 30 years. I only smoked these 2 cigars. Like, okay. And then you talk to them about other cigar topics and they don't really know that much. So don't be intimidated if you're sitting next to somebody that B&M that's been smoking 15 or 20 years. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. And think for yourself. How long did you wait before you started pairing cigars with spirits? I'll answer that. It didn't take me long at all because when I started smoking cigars, I was already drinking. So I already knew I wanted my cake and ice cream too. It was just trying to hone in and find out which spirits worked well. Because when I was in college, I drank a lot of clear spirits, vodka, whatever. So Jaegers, a lot of stuff I don't drink now. Like I don't drink any clear spirits anymore. I don't drink any gin. I don't drink vodka. I don't drink any of that. Nothing against that. That's just I don't like the taste of it. Do you like wine? That's a pairing I think a lot of people overlook too. Red wine. Now waiting until I'm about halfway before I pair. You can pair from the beginning. But that's nothing wrong. Nothing's wrong with what you're doing too, because a lot of times you could be doing it just to kind of try to see where the cigar is at before you start to add something in it. I know, Mystical, man, it's crazy, man. That's super crazy, man. You look at something on the screen, you're like, damn, that's completely crazy, man. But I appreciate that. Day one, man. Boise, Idaho, man. You stay safe out there, Matt. Got to get back home safe to their family, man. Hey, Mystical, it happens to me a lot more than people know. I edit a lot. I have to edit. I'll go back and look at the comment. I'm like, that's not what I typed, man. Was trying to figure out what cigar to smoke for my photo shoot with my Impala. What you thinking? What year Impala? Paleo, what's going on, fam? About to jump on this HVC that came in my monthly cigar pack. What you smoking? The Cero? I'm smoking the Dunbar and Tobacco and Trust Todos Los Dias. If you smoking that HVC Cero, you're gonna like that, man. Yeah, William. I'm the three things I tell people all the time: consistency, honesty, and creativity. If you focus on those three things, you're gonna be all right, man. Consistency is what knocks out a lot of people. A lot of people think that this stuff is easy. It's not, even something like this, man. And Matt knows because they do live chats and stuff for Shadow Smokers Legion too. Like some people look, and that's why I've gained a lot more respect for content creators since I've become one. A lot of people make this stuff look easy. They get on a live chat or whatever, and they entertain and try to educate for a person or people for an hour, 2 hours. This stuff ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. A lot of people can say, oh, but then when the light comes on, the camera's flashing and it says, all right, you're live. Like, you're live, man. So, but the honesty and just being transparent, that stuff helps out. But yeah, William, just stay consistent. That knocks out a lot of people. And I think that happens because they think that it's easy. Then they see how much work goes into it, and they realize, like, oh shit, like, I don't know if I can. I don't know. All right, Andre, you be safe out there, man. Yeah, try that Baccarat too. Like I said, I have a lot of friends that like that Baccarat. Flor de Oliva, decent stick and natural. Editing takes forever. It definitely does. That's why I'm very, very appreciative and very thankful for Eric. He does that for me. And but we bounce ideas back and forth with each other of how things should be laid out or whatever. But it makes things a lot easier for me because I can literally sit down and just focus on content. I can focus on what I want to do, what cigars. He makes my job so much easier. So I try to make his job easier too. So I'm gonna end up getting Eric on a live at some point too here soon, so you guys can ask him questions about things too. I think he'd enjoy that, and I think you guys would be interested. He's a real cool guy. He's from New York. Still got that thick New York accent, man. I drink bourbon, and lately I've been pairing with port wine and enjoying it much more. Port wines are very good. If you don't mind some dryness, Cabernets are really good. Might not want to jump into Syrahs. Syrahs might be a little too dry for you, or Malbecs. I love the classics and 90s gangsters and Impalas. Did he put what year his Impala was? I missed it if he did. No, he hadn't put it in there yet. Okay. 1960. Oh man. Damn, John. That's actually like a 63 Corvette and a bubble top Impala or Biscayne. Like those are my dream car. Oh, you got to pull out you a nice Padron or something to do a shoot with that, man. 61 bubble top, cherry red, 2-door, 327.4 on the floor. Man, dude, let me know if you don't want that car no more. Let me know. That's definitely I know you're a car guy. A lot of people don't know about those bubble tops. Finally slowed down and went out on me. Yeah, William, definitely enjoy the ride. And I'm telling you too, the more and more people that subscribe, the more and more people that engage with you is gonna keep you driven, man. It's gonna keep you going. Have you tried the Elijah Craig small batch? Yeah, it's decent, Keith. They discontinued it, man. The Elijah Craig used to be a 12-year-old, and I still got a handle technically a 1.75 liter bottle of the 12-year. Show you guys it. Show you how, or so that way I can show you. If you see this, Keith, make sure you pick this up. Won it at a raffle for $200. Oh, you got that car for $200? All right, so this is the old school Elijah Craig bottle. So, Keith, if you see one in a store randomly in a country road or somewhere, if you see one with a 12-year, grab that bottle. They discontinued them quite some time ago, and I think it's much better than the small batch stuff they have now. But man, that's crazy. 200, you can't beat that. I got 1,000 on it right now. HBC HO Amano, I guess. It has the white and gold Cigar Club exclusive band on it. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know the name. I didn't even talk to Dave if they even named it, but that's a good cigar. The HVC with the Cigar Club, man. You're gonna like that one, man. It's got the closed foot on it. When you look down, the leaves covering up the foot of the cigar. I bet he did, John. It ain't no. I'm sure you probably Googled and stuff too. Car is probably worth 30 or 40 grand, probably at least. Like I said, those bubble tops are really, really hard to find in good shape. And it's an Impala too, not a Biscayne, so it's probably a little bit more value in it too. But for me, I didn't even care if it was a Biscayne. Like I just wanted the bubble top. Yeah, but John, smoke you something good on that photo shoot, man. Are you on Instagram? I know you probably, if you are, I know you posted pictures. I'd like to see that car, man. That sounds nice. Hope I can find it here in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, you may not just because it's so old, but you never know. You might be somewhere and go in a random liquor store. Sometimes you go in what we call old dusties. They might be cigars in the hood or in the country or something like that, where a lot of people don't buy. Y'all know how it is, man. You go and a lot of people in those areas, they're familiar with things that they drink, so they just buy it and drink the same thing. So you might run into a bottle like this. So if you see that 12, you'll jump on it. Okay, John. I'll be looking forward to that. But yeah, that Elijah Craig 12 years. That's a good one. Another one you might want to check out too. That's made by Heaven Hill. It's a bourbon called Larceny. They run about $25 to $30. Not really expensive, but it's very good bottle. It's a wheat flavor or wheat whiskey, wheat bourbon. So you're gonna get a little bit more sweetness out of it, a little bit of a sweeter characteristic. Okay, Paleo. Yeah, you're gonna like that, man. I think you're gonna enjoy that. That was a really good cigar. So my 1992 Fleetwood Broham, I had it sitting on 13 by 7s. Yeah, man. That's one of them old school cars too. That old Cadillac when you go over those bumps and it just kind of glide over through it. Like, all right, let me check that out, John. Oh man, that thing they're clean. Yes, sir. Beautiful car, man. Beautiful, beautiful car. Very, very nice. That's a nice car there, man. Are you planning on keeping it like that, or you plan on doing anything to it? All right, I'll show it. I'll do it. Show y'all a picture of John's car. Old school beauty right there. That's a classic. Yeah. That's it. See, like I remember my granddad used to drive Buicks all the time, man. We'd be in the back and just going over speed bumps, and it just be like the suspension was so nice, man. So now what's going on, man? Yeah, that car cold, man. That's a bad for 200. Sydney, what's going on, brother? Yeah, John, I'll be interested. Are you just gonna leave it? Are you gonna leave it factory like that? Are you gonna do any upgrades to it? See, for me, I like keeping things original, but I'd almost want to find one that has a different motor or something in it, so I could go ahead and fix it how I want to, because I like the pro touring look of cars, but I'd be too afraid if the car was already just completely original just to start doing stuff to it. Damn, for real, Caesar? Yeah, that's a beautiful car there. I've always been a Chevy guy, a GM, Chevy, Buick, GMC. Like that's I've always been a big Chevy guy. I've always wanted a '63 split window Corvette too, but by the time I retire and try to get that car will probably be $300,000-$400,000, man. Okay, all right, John, some minor stuff. Yeah, it's like if I have something that's pretty factory, it'd be hard for me to try to just start doing stuff to it. I'd almost want to keep it factory. So I'd almost want to find me a car that needed some work done, so I can go ahead and fix it up how I want to. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate you stopping in, man. But yeah. So, but on this cigar, not really too much change in flavor wise or anything. I'd say the body is probably medium to full for sure. Flavors are medium to full, and strength is probably on that medium side. This is just a really nice, and this is another cigar that's got a really nice, clean finish to it too. Really, really satisfied with this. Smoke that Sin Compromiso #5. Really big fan of that. I was actually looking back. I didn't think I liked that many Dunbarton tobacco cigars, but I actually do. I actually do quite a few of them. Yeah, for sure, John. And so that's another thing. Like they were talking about real estate earlier. That's always going to be a good investment. As long as you got that car, you're always going to have some kind of expendable income, because you never know, you could get jammed up or need some money. Like that's an investment, especially for $200. You can't lose. You always going to. So that's in my mind. I would be keeping that in my head. Like I always got some kind of income if I ever need it. You won't have any problem selling that car. Rob, I like getting punched around in the face though, man. But yeah, that's what I was saying early in the very beginning. I was like, this may not be the cigar for most people in the morning, but man, if I haven't even eaten anything, but I feel like personally, not bragging or anything, I feel like there's not that many cigars that are too strong for me. Like this is right now, the strength is medium. This isn't a strong cigar for me, and this is the I think Steve says this is the strongest. This is his favorite size of the Todos Las Diaz line, and I think he says it's the strongest one too. But it's I like power. That's why that's what I was saying. That's why a lot of people didn't understand why I put strength in my ratings. But that's what I like, strong cigars. So yeah, Pele, he clean, man. When he passed away, I was fighting for the car. Nobody wanted it. My uncle just let it sit and rust. Then he sold it. I taken the engine and chrome trimming off so it didn't rust. I was mad. Yeah, that always sucks, man. And they probably sold that thing for pennies on the dollar to him. I'm sure you would have still had that car too. It's unfortunate. I've heard a lot of stories about family members passing and people not wanting to keep the possessions in the family, just selling it for money. Hey John, I got some friends in North Carolina. Actually I have a really really good friend in North Carolina. That's something I'm gonna try. Like I said, that's one of my big goals, to get a little bit more traveling done and get a little bit more traveling out the way. If I do get to North Carolina, I'll definitely let you know that though, man. If we go around for a ride, all the cigars will be on me. Smoking Preacher, what's going on, brother? I watched your review last night when you uploaded it. Hope you were having a good morning. I know you probably smoking you something good this morning too. Another one of the channels that's in here now, man. I'm really really big fan of Smoking Preacher, man. I like what he's doing, and all the stuff that I've mentioned about honesty, creativity, and consistency. Smoking Preacher does that, man. I don't think there's any cigar reviewer that releases more content than Smoking Preacher, man. Like I've seen him doing 2 a days. I've seen him doing 3 a days. Preacher be working, man. Yeah, no doubt, John. If I ever get that way, man, I got you. Driving. Mm. I'm glad to see Preacher growing too. Latanya knows because there would be Preacher did some Preacher. I hope you start going live more again too, Preacher. I enjoy those. But Latanya knows because she was in there with me a lot of times, man. It'd be me, Preacher, and Latanya in the chat just kind of talking and catching up and just conversing, man. So I'm really happy to see his channel growing and see the growth and seeing more interaction with people, man. I think y'all should give him a shot, man. I like his content and he cracks me up, man. I think every video I laugh. My wife is a big fan of his too. Actually, so is my coworker. Coworker loves you too, Preacher. So keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I think, and for the most part, people and that's just the thing that you're gonna see that too. You're releasing videos, and the hard part is just getting the exposure, and that's where the cosigns and stuff help out a lot. So my channel is growing really well, but I feel like once Lee Mack made the cosign for me, and Martina Maya helped out a lot when he released the video of the top 5 channels that he thinks people needed to be following. So it's always nice to get the exposure from the channels that have been around longer than you, or that are a little bit larger than you. That helps get some exposure out. That'll help with YouTube with the algorithm and stuff too. So I agree though. He definitely needs more. He needs to do more lives. I enjoy those. Undercrown Sun Grown, classic cigar. No, I don't even know what I'm smoking next, man. I haven't thought that far ahead yet, man. I started out with something punchy and kind of powerful, so I ain't gonna come behind it with no Connecticut or nothing. I'll probably smoke me an Alma Fuerte today. I might smoke a Supreme Leaf. I don't know. See what kind of looking. I'm gonna smoke some good cigars today, though. I know that. Caesar, where are y'all at? Where are y'all at sub count wise? If you're still in the chat, let me know. There's a classic Robert Diamond Crown Maximum. That's a classic cigar. Have you had the Julius Caesar? I feel like a lot of people recently have commented on that video lately too. I don't know what happened, or if YouTube got thrown in, if that video got thrown in too. Yeah, definitely smoking lead. Like he's definitely got some loyal people over there. He's definitely got him a core following. He helped me out a lot with it too. But yeah, like I said, that's the one thing, man, with the cigar community. We all have to help each other out. You should try that one out, Robert. I think it's pretty good. Some people don't think it's that great. I think the problem for me was the price. I think I paid locally $13 or $15 somewhere in there, maybe $13, $14, $15. I think you could probably find it a little cheaper than that. But I thought it was a decent cigar. Nothing I would smoke all the time, but I think it's a cigar. If you like if you like JC Newman products, I think you should try that one. And Vic, what's going on, brother? Good morning. That's another cigar reviewer you guys should be paying attention to. High Desert Man and Smoking Lead, they bind together every other Friday and do a show called Triple Cap. Really good show. I like watching it. They've had some really good guests on there so far. Really good, high quality guests, man. They've been doing really well. They had John Huber on the other week. They've had Brian from Provada Cigar Club. They've had some good people. If you have a top 5 favorite cigars, what would they be? At the moment, man, the Supreme Leaf HVC 500th anniversary, Aladino Corojo Reserva. I'm a big Aganorsa signature selection non-Maduro fan. Placencia Alma Fuerte. Trying to think of some other ones. I've been really big on HVC lately, though, man. Black Friday. Nova. Try if you can get your hands on the Signature Selection non-Maduro with the gold foil. The Supreme Leaf, obviously. So when the Toro comes out, you'll have to try to get that. I mean, technically, HVC is Aganorsa. So if you smoke any HVC, unless they have a Maduro wrapper on them, they're all Aganorsa Puros too. Yeah, John, that's right. Me and you, John, we did talk about this. So John doesn't think it's all that. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's an elite cigar. I thought it was pretty good, but the price. Now I will agree with him on that. I think that if that cigar was like an $8 to $10 cigar, I think it'd be a little bit more popular. But I think it's priced a little too high. But like I said, if you can look on some websites like Cigar Bid or something like that. If you can find something like that on sale, I think it's worth a shot to try it out. Because like I've said before, we all have different palates. There might be some cigars I think that are great, and other people will smoke them and don't think that they're that good. So $14 where you at? Yeah, that might be. I try to see if I can find it a little cheaper. You talking about the Seiki? You talking about the triple cap? Yeah, Debo, gotta always be honest. Always be honest. 454. I'm doing a giveaway of 500. All right, Caesar. Shit. So you guys heard it here. Like, I don't know if everybody here is subscribed to Smoking Lead, but he's gonna do a giveaway of 500. Another really good channel, man. So he's not that far off. So we gotta try to help him get to 500. I won't be able to smoke anything until later today. You must be working, Vic. Yeah, Vic, that cigar, that's my favorite cigar so far this year. I know you like the Signature Selection non-Maduro too, the Corojo wrapper too. I know you're a fan of that too. Me and you were. I feel like our palates are pretty close. There's a lot of crown heads we like together, and I know we are both big on Aganorsa. Yeah, y'all are like that triple cap show. It's very, very laid back too. Rob, Caesar, and Vic, they do a really good job. I'll be tuned into that too, Vic. Let me see. Let me see. Today is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, yeah, I'm off work, so I'll definitely be tuned into that. Yeah, I want to find out some more about those crazy monkey cigars. I know Robert and Caesar spoke really highly of those. I'm interested to see about those. Yeah, Vic, I definitely think our palates are really close. Anyone had the Davidoff Zion back-to-back limited edition from last year? I haven't. I have not had it. Vic or Caesar may have had it. Big Mike, which one? What are you talking about? Is good? Are you Mike? You must be talking about the Crazy Monkey, because I see Caesar talking about he loved it too. Yeah, I saw y'all rated that cigar pretty high. You know what's funny too, Caesar? So after y'all reviewed the sawed-off shotgun by Ezra Zion, I had one too, and I reviewed it. We both liked that cigar, love that cigar. So I got into Ezra Zion cigars, and it's unfortunate, man. Somebody asked me the other day in my DM, like, "Are you reviewing any more of their cigars?" And I haven't smoked anything else that I found that I think would be worthy to put on the channel, man. Not only that, but just the limited runs. But I haven't had a cigar from them that I think is better than the sawed-off shotgun yet. And I actually was talking to Mystical about that, because he sent me a couple of Ezras that I didn't have, the Blue Army Man, and forgot the name of the other one. But the Blue Army Man was a pretty good, and the other one I just did, it was average. I have an Alma for Patron 926 Chill Padron and Humidor waiting in July, my birth month, but hell, I really want to smoke them. Hey man, I understand why you're holding off on them for the birthday, but if you got a couple of them, maybe smoke you one now and then in between now and July, replace the one you smoked with something else. But man, smoke you one of those cigars. I think you're gonna really, especially if you never had them. Have you had the Davidoff Royale? I have not. I got that stick in my subscription pack. Who are you with, John? That sounds like a cigar that might have been with like a small batch or something. Who are you subscribe, or who's your subscription to? Yeah, they sell out quick, Caesar, because the run knife fight. That's the other cigar that Mystical sent me. The runs are so small, like they'll have 300 to 500 cigars, so they sell out really quick. So sometimes you got to pull out your good shit, and just because facts, man, got to pull it out. So that's what I was gonna say. Maybe pull you one out and smoke it, and then replace it. Okay, it came with Pravada. Okay, have you smoked it yet, or you just kind of still eyeballing it? I'm gonna tell you some cigars I actually am interested in that Pravada did. That pretzel pack. That pretzel pack is something I was something I was interested in. If it's in my humidor, I'll smoke it. Life is too short. Yeah, Kenneth, that's kind of how I am. Like I was telling you guys before, if it's me age or something, it's just because the cigars I have, it just ends up sitting in there. It's not like me particularly sitting there to age cigars, especially unless they're Cubans. Like the non-Cuban stuff, usually that stuff's ready to go. Usually. Cigar Bid jacked up my order yesterday. 5-pack Crown Heads, 5-pack Ali Bradley, Prensado. Got my Las Mareas, but not AB. Yeah, man. William, I hope you enjoy it, man. Like Lee Mack says all the time, there's a lot of nice clubs out here. You just have to figure out what's good for you. You can get your hands on the Royal and do a review. I think you may like it, but I had to. It was great, but not worth no damn $80. I ain't paying no $80 for. I got a Davidoff Art Edition that Kareem gifted me, man. That I still got to do a review on that too. But yeah, I ain't gonna pay no $80 for it. That's for sure. Not for no Davidoff. I spent $100 on the Unicorn by Dunbar. And I regret it, not because it was a bad cigar, but because it was like, damn, I just spent $100 on one damn cigar. You know what I mean? It's good cigars I could have bought with it. We smoked the good shit yesterday. Caesar, I don't know if I had the brass knuckle. All right, Vic. I'll see you in a little bit. Humidor, working my way to it for sure. Okay. So you just kind of working around to it. I just got Crown Heads music. You tried it. William, I don't even know if I've heard of that one. Man, James, you just a Davidoff fan, man. That's why you saying it. What's going on? Good morning, brother. I know $80, man. You think it's worth $80? Sydney, man, you bouncing out, man. If you are, stay safe out there, man. Okay, I was about to say, man, $80. That's whew. That's stout, man. Totally worth it. All right, James, we're gonna see, man. What do you well, James, what do you think is the benefit of that one compared to other Davidoffs? What do you think it brings to the table that's different than some other Davidoffs? Y'all see, I'm getting a pretty good smoke time out of this thing too. And even though and so that's another thing I want to. So if you're a new cigar smoker in here, don't. And that's another thing I want to talk about too. Just because a cigar is larger or appears bigger, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to burn longer than the smaller cigar. That stuff is completely up to the blend. This is a 46 ring gauge, and I've gotten over an hour and a half on it. Flavors are still good. This is a good cigar. If you look at it, you're like, oh, I ain't gonna be able to smoke that long. Man, you ain't kidding about that making your wallet easier. But yeah, just be careful with that. I know a lot of people when they first start off, they just buy Gordos, Gigantes, and Toros because they feel like they're getting more bang for your buck. That's not necessarily true. Now I do like that one, Robert. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So I paired that Escurio Perfecto with Noah's Meal in the first couple months I started the channel, but the files got corrupted, so that video never came out. And I enjoyed it. That was a perfect pairing for me. So if you like that Escurio and you're smoking in the afternoon and you're drinking, try that Noah's Meal bourbon. It's really good. That cigar was good enough for me. Like I feel like I'm gonna have to re-review that cigar because I want to put that on the channel. I like that. I do like that Davidoff too. About 2.5 months behind on smoking my subscription boxes. Get about 8 sticks a month on top of just buying sticks, so I got to start puffing. Yeah, that's a good problem to have, though. It's a good problem to have, being a little bit behind, and you got cigars in the reserve. Outside of the Oro, it's the most complex flavors I've had. Okay, that's another one too, James. A lot of people have referred me. I've been hearing a lot of questions about the Oro Blanco. I haven't had that one, but a lot of people have been asking me about that one. King Kong, what's going on, man? Shout out to you and everybody in the United Kingdom. Appreciate you coming over. There's a hint of balance of cream, honey, citrus that it can't place. $80 though, James. $80, man. You know what I mean? Good. That's almost a box of Supreme Leafs, man. Yeah, do that, bro. Review on the Oscuro. Yeah, I plan on re-reviewing it. That's one of those things, like Eric was telling me, he's like, man, the files got corrupted. I was like, damn, man, we got to redo that because that was a good cigar. Best way to carry 2 or 3 cigars on you and keep them humidified. Man, I'm gonna be honest. Because I have travel cases. I have Zycar travel cases, but one is a 40 count, one is a 60 count. So nobody's gonna lug around nothing that big all day. To be honest, man, I just throw a small Boveda pack in a Ziploc bag and just take it to the fire station. That's all I do. All right, James. All right, we're gonna see. Latour, what's going on, man? Good morning. Hey, that's the plan. That's the plan. I'm telling y'all too, man. This year is gonna be crazy. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. No, man, that's why I said I made that mistake one time with the unicorn, man. I was like, that's a good cigar, man, but $100, like I've told y'all before, my personal opinion on it is I feel like the most that I've spent on a cigar and felt like it was worth it was around $30. I started getting north of $30. It's like the Davidoff Year of the Rat was really good, but it was a $40 cigar. I was like, Sounds promising from here, James. We'll have to see. We'll have to talk. We'll talk. Because Robert likes it too, but I think the issue is going to be the price. Yeah, and like Kenneth said too, if you want to carry you a small Herf, 5-count Herf. The only problem with me for the Herfs is, like, at least here locally, like they'll charge $20 or $25 for that, and then so they charge $20 for the 5-count, but then the 15-count one was like $32. So I was like, I'll just get the 15-count, but then that one's almost too big to carry around every day. That's why I just do the Ziploc bag with the Boveda in there. Because usually I just take 4 or 5 cigars to work, and it works fine. I'll throw them in my locker and then pull them out as I'm smoking them. A lot of good information here, though. People are, telling you about the 2 and 3 cigar cases. I got a 6-count travel humidor. I like it. It works great. And then it just depends on your job too. Like, are you sitting in a cubicle? Are you in your car traveling? All that stuff matters too. Like your job, what you do for a living, work, or matters about how you gonna keep your cigars too. Michael, you got cigarclub.com. They have a cigar club, and then James just started a cigar club at Black Line Luxuries too. He's in the chat, so he'll be able to give you more information about that. Aganor's signature selection, age about the same, but ain't no $80. Yeah, the Aganor's signature selection. A lot of people don't know about that. That tobacco is 7 years old. And then they take a half leaf of Medio Tiempo, which is a very rare leaf that doesn't come on every tobacco plant. I like it. And me and Kareem have talked about that numerous times. Like, that's a cigar that could have been $15 and still sold. But the fact that you can get a good cigar like that for $10, that makes it that much harder to buy that $80 or $100 cigar, because you know what you can get for under $20. Never been to a Herf, maybe one day. I think I wouldn't say technically I've been to a Herf neither. I just kind of hang out. There's a spot I hang out about 5 minutes from my house. Me and a couple of friends hang out in there and smoke. I guess you could call it a Herf, but yeah, I'm the same, James. My whole scoring system. I'm that same way too. I don't want price to influence the cigar for me too, but just that's a lot. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you too. Like now, once I get us, once I get a cigar like that, if I pay $80 or $100 for a cigar, the only time I'll start thinking about prices if I feel like the cigar isn't good or isn't living up to anything. Then I'll be like, damn, this is expensive. But now, if I pay $100 for a cigar and it's really good, I'm still gonna be like, damn, it's $100, but at least the cigar was good. So I agree. I don't try to let the price influence the cigar for me either. 253 Cigars, what's going on? Good morning, man. Not a problem, Mike. Good look, Ken. And I'm really thinking about smoking one today for real. Yeah, man, burn you one. We're paying for the name Davidoff more than the cigar, if you ask me, James. That happens. Same thing with Padron too, though. I really try to let each stick do the talking before I let them. Yeah, I'm the same way when I rate stuff. 1502 has been the best smoke so far this year. That's a really good cigar. I like that one too. Yeah, man, $80 a steep. Joseph, what's going on, man? Hopefully you had you a good shift. Yeah, that's literally almost a box of Supreme Leafs. What's wrong? You mess with Camacho? Not really. Most of the Camachos I've smoked and enjoyed were before Davidoff bought them out. There were a lot of gifted cigars I got from people that were like, man, you need to smoke this Camacho in comparison to the newer stuff. I don't smoke them a lot though, being honest. And that's a good point too, James. That's one of those cigars. Like if Padron decided to put out $100 cigar, it still would sell because I think people trust certain names. Davidoff, Opus X, Padron. There are some companies that you're gonna kind of complain about the price, but at least you'll know, like, all right, I know the quality is gonna be there. There'll be a standard that'll be met. So I can agree with that. Now, there ain't no way in hell I'm buying $100 Caldwell. I don't care what I don't care what he put in there. Y'all see what Opus X does too. Some of them cigars, man, I'm like, man, there ain't. And then I feel like a lot of people buy those cigars and don't even smoke them. They just look at them. Like they get off on looking at the cigars. Camacho Nicaragua aged barrel run ran 9 on the fish and Robert, I think you were telling me about that one. That's one I'm gonna have to try. I have to try that one. Delbo, me and James were talking about that not too long ago. I didn't like the tea, man. I didn't think it was that good. But then I've said it numerous times. I think Caldwell's better days are behind him. I like a lot of his older stuff. The newer stuff, it just ain't because now he's competing with there's more brands that are getting more notoriety now. You got your HBCs, Aganorsa, Aladino, Aroa. Like there's so many cigars that are putting out for me a better product. But James loves that tea, man. I'm with you though. It didn't do much for me. Good morning. What's good beginner cigars? Thanks. Alfred, I don't know how, like I was telling somebody earlier, I don't know how long you've been following the channel, but I did a video that's only about 5 or 6 minutes long that you can look up on my channel. I did the top 5 cigars for beginners for beginners. There's a wide range in there. Go check that video out. So like a Leaf by Oscar, some Oliva, some stuff you might want to check out. It's a very quick watch. It's not going to take you all day to watch it. I just kind of came in, gave you the cigars, came back out. Gave me an 80 ring gauge Camacho. It was awkward, but a light smoke. I know you say you don't mess with the larger ring gauges. Yeah, I don't ever go over 60s unless the cigar is a Figurado and it like the Plasencia. Well, that's only a 50, 58. But like an Andalusian Bull, you know how at its widest point it's a 64. But as far as a Parejo or a round cigar, like I don't ever go over 60s. And usually if it's a 60, it's a box press. Or like the Pharaoh Flying Pig is a Figurado. Like I'm not really a big ring gauge guy. I smoked that Lunatic that comes in the Aganorsa sampler that Black Line does. I enjoyed the cigar, but it just still was too big for me personally. I'm just not a big ring gauge guy. I'm trying to age these last 5, but I don't know, man. How long you been sitting on them? Did you do the top 20 cigars for beginners on your community tab? Yeah, I didn't, Latanya. I'm glad. Thank you for reminding me. I'll get to that today. And James, I was telling everybody before I don't know if you were in here yet, but I was telling everybody about the Summer Showdown, the 8 cigars that we talked, and you're going to offer the sampler of the cigars I'll be reviewing in that Summer Showdown tournament to give people a chance to smoke the same cigars I'll be reviewing and see if they can compare flavor notes and all that good stuff in the So you guys will definitely want to check that out. All right, Robert. I'll see you later, man. You have a good rest of your day. I'm probably almost out of here too. Not too much more on this cigar. I've been up for almost 2 hours, man. Yeah, y'all are definitely gonna want to look out for that sampler pack that's gonna include the Summer Showdown package, man. It's gonna be, and you guys know Black Line always is gonna take care of you, give you a great price. Yeah, when's the last time you smoked one, Dale? But I would just say probably smoke one every couple of months and see how they're changing. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, Robert, I haven't had that cigar yet, but I've told you guys there's a lot of cigars. It's a lot of cigars I haven't had. I think people think I'm playing when I say this. Like, it's a lot of stuff I don't. That's a lot of stuff I haven't had last month. So yeah, April, I probably try another one probably midway during the summer, and if it's smoking better, then if it starts getting to your liking. But I'm with you. I wouldn't huge on it though. Man, I don't got too much going on today. Me and Eric are gonna get some filming done. We're gonna try to get a couple reviews knocked out, and then I got to try to cut the yard at some point today too. I got to run over the yard before it gets too tall. So that's pretty much it. Usually on my in between days of working, I try to take it easy. I don't try to do too much. Try to kind of hang out, try to catch up on some rest. Because working 24-hour shifts, man, it'll wear on you pretty quick. Delbo, he don't need them. He don't need them. He probably has enough. Yeah, James don't need them. I know that for sure. So I was gonna tell y'all too. That is true. Never enough cigars. So I'll run down the uh, I'll run down the list of the cigars that's gonna be in the summer showdown. So we're gonna be doing the Warriors by Crown Heads. We'll be doing the La Kareem by Crown Heads. We'll be doing the Guardian of the Farm. We'll be doing the Caldwell Blind Man's Bluff. We'll be doing the Charter Oak by Foundation. The HVC Cerro. Kind of on the fence about the Nat Sherman Timeless or either the new Punch Knuckle Buster, and then we'll be doing the Henry Clay Warhawk. So that'll be a really good package for you guys. Some cigars in there that everybody will be able to appreciate and like. You're gonna have all Connecticut, Corojo, Maduro, San Andres. Like, you're gonna have everything's gonna be covered in here too. So I think that's gonna be a really good package for you. Man, Mike, I hate that rain, man. What motto is that, Delbo? Never enough cigars. Yeah, that Charter Oak is good. Kenneth, that War is some fire too. All these cigars are gonna be under $10. A lot of them are gonna be in that $7 to $8, $9 range. But the War, if you haven't smoked that War, Kenneth, try that one out too. So y'all are hearing it from the man himself. It's gonna be a nice discount on it. And then, like I've said before, the 10% off code Ron sent me is always here. They like I've told you guys before, Black Line has a really nice inventory. That's a company you guys are definitely gonna want to check out. Like I said, I don't tie myself into anybody or anything I don't believe in. So really big on Black Line, man. They're solid. Trust me on that. All right, John, I'll do that. I'll let you know, man. You take care and be safe out there. I'll probably get ready to get up out of here too. I ain't got too much longer on this cigar. He's doing the ad on too, man. Like I said, he's all like they're always looking out for the cigar community, which I'm a really big fan of because I support that too. I try to look out for the community, and I like dealing with people that look out for the community too. Sometimes everything is not always about money, and like I said, even like I told you guys before, even on that Ron sent me 10% off code. There's reviewers out there that get kicked, and which is cool. Like I'm not knocking it. There's some reviewers out there to get a little kickback from the discount codes that they use, which, like I said, nothing's wrong with that, especially with the channels being demonetized. Like, I'm all for the content creator getting some kind of financial stability, so to speak. But my code, I don't get any kickback from my code. This code is strictly to help out everybody who supports and follows me. That code is designed to help you. I do purge cigars, not all the time, but usually, like if I relight and it's not tasting that good, I'll purge. Or a lot of times in that back there, you'll get which it usually doesn't bother me because I like strength and I don't mind the black pepper and that wood, the wood notes and stuff you get out of the back thirds of a lot of cigars. But I do purge, but not super often. It's not like something I do every cigar. Like this one's been good going down to the nub, man. But yeah, I do believe in purging. Purging, retrohaling. All right, man. Well, guess I'll finish this thing up, man, and we'll call it a morning, man. I appreciate everybody for stopping in. Everybody that's at work, man, try not to work too hard. Have you a good day. When you get off, smoke you a good cigar. If you're off today and the weather's nice, try to enjoy the weather. Mike, try to stay out there rain. Y'all be good, man. Definitely got a pairing video coming up for you guys soon. So I was Kenneth, I was telling you about the Juarez. I'm actually doing a review on the Juarez. I paired it with some scotch, so be out on the lookout for that video. Got a cigar lounge violation video that's coming out that'll be pretty funny. So y'all just be on the lookout, man. We got a lot of stuff dropping, man. Like I told you, this is gonna be even with everything going on, with everything this year, it's gonna be a good year for Ron. It's gonna be a good year for you guys, man. So just gotta keep that mindset that everything is gonna work out. Everything is gonna be good. So y'all be safe out there, man. I love you guys. Y'all take it easy. I'll catch y'all on this next one.